Well, everybody running around with their work trailers and stuff, and it's just dropping all their screws and stuff. And I was getting construction screws out of my tires. Well, enough about that. I'm back. I'm on location. Location being my old homestead out in the green, and all y'all indigenous folks know what that means. So, what we have here is a 2008 Santa Fe, and look at the mosquitoes. It's 5 acres of woods is what I owned here. It's my son's now, but either way, mosquitoes. I got a mosquito machine in there on runs on Octal, and that well, I was telling the camera. But either way, I got that for the dogs I had. But anyway, 2008 Santa Fe. I think it's a 3.3 V6. Says V6. I think it's 3.3. He got a super deal on this, and I drove it here because it was dumping coolant, and that's why we're here. It's busted radiator. We're gonna put a radiator in it. Uh, but it runs really good. It rides really, really good. So I actually to know what tools I needed to bring because I haven't done this one before. You know, I just do a quick through a YouTube just to see what tools I need to bring. And that there was only one video, and the guy was all shaky and stuff. So I figured I'd go ahead, and even though this should be a fairly easy job, I went ahead and wanted to film it. So hopefully I can get better shots, at least still shots of the job. So hopefully it'll help somebody. So like I said, I'm 70 miles away from my house. So uh, let's get busy on this. Looks like the fan's got to come out. This got to come off because looks like the radiator way it's offset comes out this way. And this radiator support does come off, but it doesn't look like anything I want to play with this far from home because I just brought just a few tools. My son really doesn't work on a bunch of things, so he doesn't have a conglomerate of tools. All my equipment used to be in the shop right behind you. I called it uh, basically a chicken shack with a concrete floor. So, hey, it kept the weather off my back. Didn't mosquitoes. Lord. Whew. Hey, son, you got any deep woods off? Left mine in the camper. This is what I work. You know, I work for the hospital, but I have a YouTube channel where I work on cars. I have a YouTube channel, and there's a bunch of videos of me working on Zach's, on your Bubba Jonathan's. I mean, your daddy's, Nate's, mine. I got all kind of videos. I got over 100 videos. My son brought out one of my grandkids and telling her, showing her behind the camera, and you know, she's like 8 or 9. Sorry, I don't remember the ages. I got 5 kids and 4 grandkids. I can't remember my age, but these are probably not useful. We also got to yank the shifter apart. There's something going on with it, so that probably won't make camera because that might be a pretty weird fix I'm gonna have to do to that. I don't know. I might throw some pictures up on TikTok. But either way, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. No, this is all the tools I brought. Well, and some uh, socket set, 1/4 inch. Here's some weird noises. We got some old dogs on the property. One called Cornbread. Might see some dogs running around back there. I didn't know you had another dog. What's that one's name? Well, that one's Coco. Okay, I remember the name. I just don't remember the dog. What are they named after? Pokemon or something? Cat 1, Cat 2, Friskies, Meowie. Y'all hear me breathing heavy or something like that? You know, yeah, I'm fat, but laboring pretty hard today. About 2 weeks ago, I was trying to. We was gonna haul this over here, and I got the trailer and everything ready. We was able to get it started, so we drove it over here. But I had to get everything ready. It's 70 miles one direction. You want to make sure you got everything. So I tried to. I just bent over to get some of that hardy board off the trailer, and before I even grabbed first piece, it knocked me to the ground. Something went catawampus in my back, as usual. Oh, all this is one piece. Yay. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna try to figure. I already got these out right here, but I'm gonna try to figure how to get this thing off. I'm gonna kind of pause the camera and try to find all the bolts for this. Um, I know I felt one up in here, which is pretty common. That's why I immediately went to that corner. So I wasn't getting you all in the picture there. This whole front fascia's got to come off. Like I said, I pulled these off right here, and there's one bolt right here you can get to, and it feels like there's probably some along the bottom. Doesn't look like much is holding that. And my luck, you got to take this out because it's connected under there. But I'm gonna try to work around the bottom and see what I can snag loose. Feels pretty thick right here, like something pretty hard is holding it. So I'm just gonna work with it to get it off. So I'm gonna pause the camera and work to get this off, and I'll go over where all the bolts are. So give me a minute. When? Okay. Woo! I need a steak. No. Tainted honey now. Oh, you think you bad there, don't you? Uh-huh. Yeah, it's floating down there. Look at all of them. Damn, you probably killed about 30, 40 of them. Oh man, I hit that right when the damn. Look at all them. Yeah. I'm glad I saw it when I pulled it forward. Yep. And Chance gets the, what was that, Car Quest carb cleaner. Is that like a can I had from like 20 years ago, 25 years ago? uh, well, you can tell we got it off. The screw here, and you pop it out both sides, and then it was pulling pretty hard right here, so I thought there was a bolt or two right here. So I popped the headlight, and there isn't. They're just guides. It's just guides, and then undo the parking lamps. I mean the what's it called? No, fog lamps. Fog lamps. But I went to undo this one and I saw the wasp nest. So I couldn't get to it. And then just want to undo those, but it's got the little bitty ones on the bottom. For some reason it's not coming out very easy. For some reason. Looks like there's another one holding it, but yeah, I don't like this dangling, son. So if you'll hold this, help me get this where it hold up, and then I think there's let's look here. No, there's 3 screws. Let's just do this. Well, you got to drop the whole piece as one. So if we can just shoestring from here to here, we'll probably be all right. No, I need this. I got to get this out of the way. So I got to crawl back under this here because refer back to issue with back. We're gonna just tie these up with some string. Oh, now we got this kind of secured, and go ahead and start just pulling bolts loose. See here what we need. I'm gonna pull the 2 loose off the radiator. Pop this little shroud thingy off. I don't know what it is. Gotta come off either way. Trying to get that radiator out. Gotta pull the latch mechanism off. The latch mechanism out of the way. We still got stupid little one right here. Huh. Okay. Put this freakish piece of plastic on here. Like a guide of sorts. Okay. Let's go ahead and get those. I'm going to go ahead and give me a little bit more room. I'm going to take these right here loose, see if the condenser will give us just a little more wiggle room. Well, not a whole bunch more. Did on this side, but not this side. All right, start getting the fans off. Came off on its own. What's her face? Abby did that. Sable. They just... No, the one eye was Abby. She was a peekapoo, and she ended up being a peekaboo because she lost an eye. So Buster was the one that run off during the storm. All right, what I was doing there is I just pulled the 4 top bolts out of the 2 fans here because they should be notched in the bottom. Most of them are. And I'm going to go ahead and yank this upper radiator hose off. Alright, see if I can snake these fans out of here somehow. Figure out how to get the plugs loose. There we go. We have to go by feel on this. Can't see it. So the problem with this, how difficult that was to get out, it can't go in. It can't be that hard going back in, or we're going to destroy the new radiator. Let's just get everything out, and then we got to work on a plan to get it back together. Mm. God. Trying to break these transmission lines loose. Yeah, factory vehicles, the trans cooler is built into the radiator. Also, it's just not a cooler, it's a heater. It heats up the transmission fluid quicker. Loose now. This one looks like it's going to be. It came with the one to go on this side. Oh, it come with both. Okay, that one and that one. Okay, all right. I could have just taken the clamps off then. I didn't see the longer one when you showed me the bag. I just saw the short one. I'm like, well, I got to get the long one off. I didn't see the long one you had there. All right, well, of course, you know the pliers not in the right spot. So, um, you got regular pliers. I have regular. Yeah, just regular old pliers. Regular old pliers, son. Just regular pliers. No, those are channel locks, but I'll try to get these to work. Just regular pliers. Okay, there we go. Regular pliers. Once I saw those, I'm like, oh, duh, that's regular. See if I can get this radiator out with that lower hose on. Yes, it would be easier with the hose off, but the reason why I'm doing it that way. Alright, now we got it out. Thing was dumping right here, dumping along here. Yep. I can't believe as hard as I fought those fans, I didn't get a single scratch on the front. I guarantee you, I go to fight them going back in, I'm gonna tear the new radiator up. Anyway, let me get the new one dressed and ready to go in. Let's see if we can get this thing back in there. Those went in. I'm going to attempt to go ahead and put the lines on. Put the lower hose on the radiator, but leave it off leave it off the thermostat housing. I guess that's thermostat housing. There's two housings. I don't know which one's thermostat. But either way, one would think it would be the upper one. But I'm going to put the lines on. Let's see something here on these lines down here. We'll put those on, and then I'm going to put the lower hose on, lower radiator hose on. Then I'm going to finagle the fans very gently back in here, best I can. Because this, the way they got this high side on this air conditioning, you can't get it out of the way or move it. So I can't move the condenser up out of my way a little bit. So anyway, la 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 la. Got the line, rubber line slid on the steel lines. Let's get the clamps back on. Putting this lower hose on, I'm gonna, like I said, leave it off the engine side. I get the fans in, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try my remote cable jobber here. Alright. Alright. Lower hose on. Let's go ahead and kind of get it out of the way where I can get the fans in and out. The fans look like they got plenty of room to go in and out. I don't know why they're being such a pain in the butt. Now this is the hardest part here. Without tearing anything up.
All they had was a 4-pack and a 12-pack of Miller High Life. Hate me later.
What are you, a high dollar drunk, son? What I'm doing is getting this piece of wire off right here. To stop, and I had a hard time getting the fan around it from the get-go. No, I didn't say your name. Oh, all right. Get those in the holes there. There we go. That's your wife?
No.
Yeah, I would have claimed it.
That was me.
All right, we got the fans in now. Everything's connected to the bottom except the power for these and the lower hose right here. So I'm trying to get the fans reattached. It felt like they went in the holes, but I'm having and they're in there. I'm just having a hard time getting the bolt started because, you know, it is Chinesium, so. Oh, repurpose the cap. We put the bottom pieces in, and then we're gonna run up and get we got to get a battery terminal. Y'all can tell here it's broke. We had a screw in it. Leave the keys on top. As y'all can hear, my son's off on the dirt bike. So I got new terminals on it, and then we're gonna go ahead and start this thing up and get it up to temperature. Yeah. I hear that. My granddaughter on the drums. Fascinated that every time she hits the drum, the mixer goes up a little bit. Oh, rocking it. Sorry, it's still on full. But since the leak in here was so bad, when it cooled off, it wouldn't pull across that valve because it was pulling air across the radiator because it was bad. So that level never changed. Well, as you can tell how dark it is, this took me a whole lot longer because I got issues. But either way, if I was to do another one, I could probably get it done within an hour, even at my current speed. So it's not that difficult. Um, you do have to yank this whole fascia off, and I showed you where all the mounting points were. And it comes right off, and you can hang it just like I did. Just be careful and mindful when you pull the fans out. Just do it very, very slow so you don't hurt the radiator. If you're replacing a radiator, who cares about the old one? But the new one, it will work. And the key to me making that happen was to leave the lower hose loose off the engine. Uh, Other than that, it was a pretty simple job. I mean, this wasn't nothing to it to me. But anyway, please like, subscribe, and share. And God bless. Cut.